Welcome back, my fellow aficionados. It's great to be back. As you can see, finally got some new audio equipment set up. So I'm hoping that the sound quality is good. Please leave a comment if it's not. I'm gonna try when I edit everything, but just to make sure, I'm still tinkering with it. So. Hopefully I can get it tweaked good, and that's it. All right, so on this episode, we are going to do some Q&As, some emails, and some texting. Shout out to Joseph in Montreal, man. We've been texting back and forth on an issue that he's got, but we'll get into that at the end, and hopefully if somebody else encountered the same issue or can help out, that would be great. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm hoping I'm not doubling back from the last episode. I don't believe so, but we'll start at the bottom, work our way up. So Boone 7075, he is commenting on all the cigars when I went to Cuba that I brought back, and he's like, where do you buy all your cigars? Majority are from Cuba. They are from the motherland, but I am a part of a couple Facebook groups, and again, we'll get into that a little later. But and online, as I always said, Cigars of Habanos, Finest Cuban. Like there's tons of options. But to answer your question, yeah, the majority do come from Cuba. Jay, privacy. now. Now he's commenting on the Edmundo Dantes on when I was smelling it, and he brought up a little story with his fiance that came in and asked if he wanted to be alone with the cigars. So I responded. I was like, I will tell you a story, and this is the thing about YouTube, like you're putting yourself out there. So it was when I received the box of the Partagas, the D4s, and that aroma was just so intoxicating, where I was on the couch and I just had the box just sniffing, and I don't know how long she was there, but my wife walks in, and to the point where did a and I looked up and I was like, oh. And she just looked at me like, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go upstairs, and when you guys are done, I'll come back down. So it's, yeah, I mean, hey, you get sucked in, right? But, yeah, that was my little story, my friend. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing sometimes when you get caught like that. Okay, moving on. And if I miss some of the comments, please let me know. I know there are a few that I will miss, but Jason Valkovsky, again, he was commenting on the Edmundo Dantes, and he's got 4 boxes of those. Now, he hasn't smoked any. I know where you're coming from. I get it. But yeah, that's insane. I wish I had that. And then I responded, well, if you want to get rid of them or part with one of them, please feel free, let me know. But I don't blame you, man. Hold on to those. And moving on, who do we have here? I always butcher your name. I'll just say Killick, because I know you told me a bunch of times the first name, but I keep destroying it. Again, he was commenting on the Edmundo Dantes, beautiful looking sticks. Yeah, they are something else. But I'm telling you, man, I still think those D4s are I mean, I smoked a few from that box. Yeah, it's a little sharp. You do get that little bitterness, but I mean, they're young. They're young. I just do it to see where it's at, but you can really tell those things in time are going to be fantastic. Eric J. Again on the Edmundo Dantes. Wish I could smell them. Beautiful. Yeah, they truly are. They JP again. Thank you, man. It truly is an amazing box, and he did give me a heads up saying it's one of the best boxes he's ever ever had. Again, okay, so moving on. Now, Frank. Let's see, I don't know if I answered this before or not, but he was just wondering why don't I open the boxes? Like, why do I keep them closed? And I mean, again, there is no right wrong. It's just for me, aging wise. For starters, it's very neat leaving them in the boxes. I like to leave them in the boxes. I like to age them in the boxes. And for me, when you have your humidor, you have your environment, you have your humidity, it's set, everything's perfect. Once that moisture gets into the wood nice and slowly and gets into the cigars, again, this is my opinion. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, but when you're opening and closing the humidor, essentially you have an environment inside of an environment. So the disruption or the change in humidity with the cigars that are in the box won't be impacted as if they were exposed. It's nitpicking, I know, but that's why my personal preference, and again, there is no right or wrong, just my personal preference, that's what I like to do. It's neat, it's organized, and the change in humidity with that opening and closing, because sometimes when I go through them, I could have the thing open for 10 minutes. And anyway, to answer your question, that's why. So yeah, to each his own, right? Matthew Tapia, I believe. Again, he was commenting on the Edmundo Dantes, the sticker, how it's ripped. Yeah, I mean it's out of control. Like I get it. I know why they're doing it. They just lump everything, but I mean, pretty soon the stickers are I don't know. I could use it as wallpaper. Like it's wouldn't that be a pretty sight? Yeah, it's a little bit out of control. But yeah, he did the same thing. He took it off, and you get that gluey, sticky crap, right? But we were also continuing talking. Now he has smoked them, and he was saying, these look better than his, which will lead me into the next topic. Stay with me. But he wasn't overly impressed because the strength was there. Yeah, again, everybody has a different flavor profile, right? What they like, what they don't like. I am with you on the strength. Yeah, I really don't like getting knocked on my ass. But there are some days that you do want a little more strength. But I do love the flavor is what I'm after. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't his cup of tea. But hey, you never know. Let him sit. Try it again next year, and see if it changes or anything develops. Well, as I said before, I am part of a couple Facebook groups, and what I want to make sure, like, I don't want to, what I my one pet peeve, all right, is there's a certain individual, and I don't know, maybe I'll mention his name. Like, I already asked him, he said okay, but I just want to bring up this scenario. So he sells cigars. You know, goes to Cuba, picks them up, brings them back. Well known, well respected, never had an issue, and a great guy. Now, the reason why I'm saying, like, with the Edmundo Dantes, how Matthew was saying, you know, I hope your box is better than mine. They're not all the same. I mean, you're gonna have variations depending on which factory it's made from and when, and you know, it's not a clear-cut, perfect thing. And I don't know why. Like, yes, I understand for what you're paying. You know, you can make an argument for that, but I mean, ladies and gents, remember, it's handmade, hand rolled. I mean, depending on the crop, and there's so many variables that there's going to be variations. Anyway, so he sold a couple cigars, and I guess wasn't what the end user expected, and automatically called him out on fakes. Now, the issue I have with that is just how quickly people jumped on the bandwagon to oh yeah. That's the issue. Like, that's the issue that I have. It's somebody makes an accusation, and then other people just, I don't know what it is, just get right behind and you know, rah, pitchforks, and like, what? Like, what? I don't understand that. I don't. I don't think that's right. I think that's a malicious act. That's what that is. I mean, this guy's been doing it for years, and you're just out to ruin what he's built, his reputation, and that's not right. And what I love is what happened, and all the people that rallied around him. That, I hope you guys are watching this video. Thumbs up, because that was completely awesome. That, and I'm honored to be a part of that group because of that. That was great. I kind of expected a bit, but not the momentum that everybody rallied around, because they know him, they order from him, and I think that was amazing. So good on you guys. As I said, maybe, you know, I'll leave the names out and everything. I know he's gonna watch this, and then if you want, you can put your name. I just, you know, don't want to bring attention to something without, you know, getting 100% okay from everybody. But we'll leave it at that. Now, the next question, with sorry, that's my laptop. Mr. Matthew Edwards. Have you ever thought about doing cigar reviews, tasting reviews? I love your unboxing videos, but always wonder if you're just an exclusive cigar collector or actual aficionado. What do you mean? No. Or are you aging all these limited edition exclusive cigars before you enjoy them, and then plan on doing a review? Just curious. Very good question, Michael. That's what I responded to you. If you think this is big, I got to introduce you to to a couple of friends of mine. Yeah. To answer your question, yes. Yeah. Do I consider myself a collector? Hell yes, for sure. Do I consider myself an aficionado? Yes. Do I consider myself a pro that knows everything? No. Hell no. I never will claim to be a pro. I'm always learning, always trying to, you know, stuff that was taught that is wrong, and adjusting, and it's a constant change. It's a learning tool, right? Um, yeah, do I like aging them? Absolutely, and I can't wait to open up that box of Asia Pacifico St. Louis Ray from '09, which I haven't even cracked the seal open, because I really want to see how that has aged. But absolutely. Now, for reviews, um, as I said before, I mean, everybody's doing it. Yes, I do want, maybe with the reviews, maybe I might just do live streaming, but it is very difficult for me now, let alone kids and stuff. But it's the setup. I mean, the other day it was minus 36 degrees. Like, I can't handle that shit. Even it was minus 20, even with the heater. It's just, for me, personally, for me, at that point, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it because I'm more focused on staying warm than enjoying the cigar. And at that point, I'm not even enjoying it. I'm just making smoke. And for me personally, it's not worth it. Um, like if you had a place, yeah, sure. I still would like to do a setup in the basement, but I mean, it's time and money, and as I said before, we'll get there slowly. But you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we will do some, but definitely not in the winter. It's just too damn cold. And the next question, Charles Pinson asks a really good question with wetting your cigar under the tap. Mostly done with vintage, but I have some people at a lounge I hang out with said that they've done it with regular, new sticks. But from what I gathered, it's for the flavor. But there are some people saying that they do it every time they bring a stick outside. That with the change in temperature and humidity, that you don't get the exploding, what I call exploding cigar stick, where you get that crack in the wrapper and then it just goes crazy. I don't know. I haven't tried that, so I can't validate the with doing that for not having your wrapper crack. But the majority is for the flavor. Some people are saying it takes away some of that acidity. I see. I don't get that. I don't get that from cigars. I mean, when they're fresh and like that, the La Gloria Cubana, the Spain release. I had it right out of the box, and it was just, you could see where it's going, but it was so young. The ammonia was just, yeah, a lot of bitter, sharp. Was not impressed. I hope they get better, but we'll have to see. Now, Joseph. Oh man. Now we've been working at it. Now he's got an issue. He has an Oasis Magna. I believe it's an Oasis Magna. And for some reason, his humidity is always going to 70 and above. And when he changes the humidity level, it drops to 58, 61. Like he can't hit that sweet spot in the middle. So we've been texting back and forth, and I was mentioning about the set point. For my Aristocrat, for example, I believe, now I have to check it for sure, but I believe I have it at 66.6 or 66.7. But my set point is set to 65, 65.7, I believe. So meaning that when the humidity kicks in, it'll hit 66.7 and stop. And as it drops, as soon as it hits that set point of 65.7, it'll kick back in. So you have that float. But for some reason, and I tried looking it up, and I just, for the life of me, cannot find anything on that. So maybe if there's somebody else out there watching this, if you have an Oasis Magna, I can't remember the version, but maybe Joseph, if you're watching this, post the actually, you know what? I think I still have your text. Hang on a second here. Let's. I'm almost positive. Yes, I still do have your text. Now we did go through recalibrating all of his hydrometers. So we found some that were slightly off, but not to that that extent. No, you know what? I still do have your text, my friend, but for some reason, I don't see the version. Crap. Yeah, sorry, man. I know you did tell me. Okay. Anyway, if you can, Joseph, post the version on the bottom for that Magna, and then hopefully somebody else is out there. Now, we did do, like I was telling, recalibrate your hydrometer so you know what they're off by. I know people use the Boveda bags, the kits, and stuff like that. Maybe I'm dating myself. I'm still old school. I like doing it the salt test way. And like I was telling Joseph, grab, like a Gatorade cap or your jug of distilled water, like those big caps. Fill it, get that slush. I just found from experience, having a bigger sample, the hydrometers were more accurate than having like the little bottle cap. So give it a bit, yeah, or at least put 2 or 3 of the bottle caps. But if you can, get a bigger cap. Okay, so with that, hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much. But as always, hit like, subscribe. Keep the comments coming. We are going to continue with unboxings and as I said earlier to Michael, yeah, reviews would be nice. Not in -30. Yeah, but we'll get there. We'll get there slowly. So please let me know, how's the audio? Is it too low, too high, just right? I'm hoping just right, but don't just say that. Your honest feedback would be greatly appreciated. That way I can try to tweak it more to get the proper sound. So ladies and gents, with that, I bid you adieu, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Cheers.